Hey Hebrew fans, so I'm just gonna try to make that spot to fix the Spirit of Grayskull, because we found there was a little bump on the castle that did not match. So let me go ahead and show this to you. So this little bump right here on the castle was in the way of that spirit sitting on there, and it is approximately 25.4 millimeters, so 25.5 millimeters away from that main cylinder there, from radius, from center point to center point. And it is 4.6 millimeters tall, and it is 3.3 millimeters wide. So let me go ahead and think about this for a second. So the distance from here to here is about 25.5, and we got 3 millimeters total, but I want a gap so it's bigger, so I'm going to add plus or minus 3 to that. So 22.5 by, let me write these numbers down so I know what I'm talking about when I go to build this. So let's see, 25 minus 3 is 22.5, and the other side is going to be 25 plus 3, so 28.5. Just to make sure I got enough clearance all the way around, I'm actually going to make it 22 by 29. I'm going to cut off the 0.5 on both sides just to give me a little bit of extra clearance, and that should do it about right. And the height was 4.6, so I am going to make the height 5.5 millimeters, just so I got a whole lot more. Maybe I just want to make it 5 millimeters. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to our thing here. Let's go ahead and see what I can do here in Blender. And I'm going to go ahead and new, open, no, in the wrong spot. Add mesh cylinder, and I want the cylinder smooth, and I want the radius to be, I'll make this the big one, so I need to subtract this. So 29 divided by 2. Wait a second, I already had the radius, never mind. So we want to make this 29 for the radius. 29, 29, and the height, we actually want it to be make it 5.2 millimeters. That's more than enough. There we go. So there is our outside circle. Now let's make the inside one. So now we will add mesh cylinder, and this time we'll make it 22, and this time I'll make it 5.5 so that it's sticking past, and there we go. There is my circle so far, and now I'm going to take and click this one and hit boolean. You picked the fine time to leave being boolean. Choose difference, choose the little dropper, and grab that center one there, and let's go ahead and hit apply, and then delete the second cylinder, and there is my donut. There is the shape that I need to cut out of the bottom of my Spirit of Grayskull. So file, import STL, the Spirit of Grayskull. and it is the SOG08. Oops. That would have been bad, would have just destroyed it. Import, not export. Import STL. Spirit of Grayskull SOG08. Import. It's thinking. It's thinking. It's thinking. I wish Windows would have Jeopardy music built in for when it's busy doing its thing. Burp. There it is. So now I want this ring to be a cutout on the bottom of this. Now I have to actually center it amongst this hole here. So I'm going to put this on the bottom like that. There we go. And I'm going to move this so that my center point is right over that circle. Dun, da, da. And I got a lot of playroom in here, so there we go. That is the spot, extra wide to handle that little bump. Now, if I move this right up just the way it is actually sticking past my Spirit of Grayskull. You can see in this area right here, actually make holes all the way through that, and that would be bad. So, what we're going to do is we're going to choose our Spirit of Grayskull. Let me zoom this out so you can see it. Ooh, I'm going to choose this. And before I do anything else, I'm going to hit File, Save As, and I'm going to call this my SOG9. Spirit of Grayskull rendition number 9. And now I am going to grab the spirit and choose edit mode. Edit mode. Wow, it's going really slow. There we go. And I'm going to make it so it's see-through. Dun-da-da. And I'm going to click that. And now I am going to select box select. I'm just going to put this up just a little bit right there and grab the bottom of this. Kashink. Won't let me box select out here in the middle of nowhere. There we go. Let's try this again. Burp. I may not have had enough. Okay. There we go. You can see how I got just the bottom selected now. And now that I have the bottom selected, I am going to hit move. I'm going to move this down, but I want to make sure this is on right here, because this right here makes it so that it will come out smooth and nice. So now I'm going to start my movement. Doot, 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 doot. You can do it. Our poor little computer's dying. What are you asking me to do, Todd? Come on, move. You can move if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Because if they don't move, then they're no friends of mine. There we go. You can see it kind of making a little mess there. I'm just going to go ahead and increase the sphere of influence. I'm just taking my roller ball and rolling it. The more you move the sphere of influence... Oh, going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. Oh, my mouse disconnected. Okay. Let's go ahead and hit Control Z to undo this. Control Z again. Just to shove that back up inside there. There we go. Alright. Computer's probably going so slow as I'm recording it too, because usually I don't have this kind of slowness involved with it. So I'm rolling my rollerball down to change the sphere of influence. And you can see that circle forming on there. What that's going to do is just make it smoother when it does its grab. So you can see the lines aren't quite as harsh. There we go, that looks pretty good. Let me go and release it. And let's zoom out and take a look at this. So I'm going to get out of edit mode and go to object mode. Object! I object! Turn it back to solid mode. And we did have some tears. Tears are bad. Bad tears. So, time to Control Z this a couple times, and I'm going to have to grab it higher up this time again. Sometimes it can be slow and monotonous. That'd be a bad name for a video feed. What's the name of your video? Slow and monotonous. Oh, sounds like a great video. I should watch that one. Okay, so let's try this again. Straight on. Clear. I'll grab it a little bit higher up. I mean, that's a little bit too high. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't want it quite that high. Burp. That should do it. Right there instead. Nice. And now we will drag this down about right there. Come on. Come on, computer. You can calculate faster than that. Like I said, it usually does calculate faster. I think it's busy doing something besides just recording the frames. I should have set it to a 15 frame capture instead of a 30 frame capture. There we go. Let's go and see how this looks. Let's take it out of edit mode back to object mode. Make it solid. we got going on there. But I've already had that artifact already in there before. Anyway, let's go ahead and move this down now. Burp. Let's see if I took enough out to not cause any significant damage. Oh yeah, it's way down below. Oh no, it's not. Wow. Those. Oh, you know what? I probably pulled those holes down deeper too at the same time. Okay, it's time to restart. Let me go ahead and delete this. And file, import, stl, sog8. Wow, those artifacts are already in there. Look at that. Edit mode. It's not what I want. Burp. Burp, burp. Select, circle select. Do, 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 do. Wow, my computer's just going super slow. It's crazy. I got a really nice, fast computer. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. Let's check for any other anomalies. Okay, let's go ahead and edge subdivide. Edge subdivide. Well, this one divided up nicely. This one is still giving us some problems. It's like we have mismatched lines that aren't really going across our mesh. So select, circle. Let's see if we can't grab those lines somehow. Oh, I got one of them. Okay. It's time to grab a globular cluster and maybe stick it in there. Let's try it out and just see what happens first. Maybe it might work without jamming it up too much. So let me go ahead and get this lined up. It's so weird, it didn't grab the whole box. Oh, duh. I forgot to clear it. Let's try it again. Let's try that again, shall we? Chink. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and try to drag this down again. Let's watch this corner here. Come on, you can do it. Alright, let's see how that looks. Object mode. Yeah, that's a little too much going on there, I think. You know what? That might work. Burp. I don't see a lot of breakage going on. Let's go ahead and boolean it out of there. Boolean. Difference and cylinder. Hopefully it worked. We shall soon see. Hey, there we go. Now we got a channel for that little divot to fit in. There's a little error here in the model that I really didn't like. I want to fill that in too. So let me grab my widget. And if we save this, save as number 10. File, import STL. There we go, glob. We'll use glob 2. There's my globular cluster. Burp. And to tell you the truth, I probably should have done this first before I made the channel. But, oh well. See, it's way down inside that channel. Burp. There we go, that fills up that crevice pretty good. That will work nicely. I'm going to have to recut that channel out on the bottom though. Let me try to shrink it a little more. And then raise it up a little more. Whoop. Look at that, it clears the channel completely. Cool. Cool, cool. Let's go ahead and merge that. So, boolean union globular cluster. That's really slow. And then apply, apply, deplane, deplane. I know his videos are really slow. Oh, painful. Now let's get rid. Oops. Well. Oh, glob. There we go. I was like, wait a minute. What's going on? File, save as, number 11. Because now I'm going to do some blending. Before I blend it, hence the name Blender, I wanted to first save it. So now let's go Object, Sculpt mode. Boop. Now we'll choose this lovely tool here. And let's just sculpt this thing right in. There we go. Now the globular cluster is one with the sculpt. I am one with the sculpt. Check for any more anomalies like that. The rest all look pretty good. There's only one that really bothered me. But I do want to give it a little bit of a crevice because I kind of like the idea of having it a little deeper there. So let's just go ahead and crevice that out a little bit. Give it some shape. Oh, there we go. It's looking pretty cool. Pretty cool. There we go. Let's move some of this stuff out too. Nice. All right, that's looking pretty good. It's just looking worse and worse. Let's just leave that anomaly there. I suppose I could bring in another globular cluster and fill in those spots. Then I gotta flatten them too. I think it's okay. You know, I'm gonna carve this out here. Just a little bit. There we go. Smooth that out a little bit. That's looking pretty good. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, that will work. Alright, let's export this thing out. Let me first save it again. Save as number 12. Dun dun dun. Number 12. And now object mode, grab it, file, export, STL. Number 12, selection only. Let's get my Cure program out and let's stick that beauty on there. Sometimes it's kind of fun to do. I'm going to try it to see just what happens. I'm going to choose my little tool up here and choose 3D print and choose make manifold. Sometimes things get completely messed up when I do it. Other times things work. Let's just see what happens when it's done doing it's a make manifold. It might fix that little thing in the corner. Usually I find it makes things worse instead of better. That's why I usually don't do it. While that's doing its make manifold, let's see if Cure is done loading, and it is. So this represents my machine. Let's go ahead and bring in number 12. is. Look at that. Beauty miss. You can't even see that anomaly on the print. There it is right there. Those two little spots. They're pretty small though. So now I want my walls 2 millimeters thick, so it's a nice thick wall. I want the interior to be empty. Infill 0. I want it on 28 to give it the quickest print. On my custom, I want my supports to be trees. SUP. Sup. And I set my speed to 80. Got my tree supports on there. We are ready. Let's go and hit slice. Slice and dice. Now slicing takes an extra long time because I use the tree method. Let me go ahead and go back to my Blender and see what it did with the manifold. It's just out of curiosity to fix my corner or not. Actually, it made more problems. See? Not only did it not fix that, but it made some more little spikes and craziness. So, not going to save this. Don't save. Alright. While this is slicing, let me go grab my USB stick so we can transfer it to the printer and get the print started. I just realized I got my USB stick hole filled in with a microphone so I can talk to you guys. So let me go ahead and stick it somewhere else instead. I'll stick it in its ear. Ugh. So basically I just made the base of this taller so it can handle that extra divot piece. That does look pretty cool. The red represents where it needs supports. And it's still slicing away on those supports. The good news is if you're not watching this as a premiere, you can fast forward past watching it slice in slow motion. Now I'd show you some more cool settings I set up on here, but if I do, it will have to reslice each time. So maybe some other time I'll show you guys the settings I use. Come on and slice. Slice, slice, slice. Yeah, it's funny, at first I was just going to put just one little hole just to match where the hole is in the thing, but then I realized you may want to turn it around or aim in a different direction. That's why I decided to make it a full 360 channel and made it extra wide so you can pivot it back and forth or sideways instead of being stuck in a rut. Slice, slice. Should have ran this live so you guys could ask questions why this part's going on. Oh, there it goes. Look at that. It's trucking now. It's going to take 12 hours and 8 minutes. It's not too bad. It's because I sped up the thing on it. Let's take a look at the tree. See the tree supports now? Look at all those. It's so crazy the way it does that. No supports in the back though. How weird is that? They're all on the front. Last time I had some supports in the back too, so I'm not sure why it does it different each time. The tree supports. Last time I had a bunch on the eye up here too. Weird. So some kind of random generator number that makes the tree supports different each time. Alright, I'm going to go and save this to my disk. And I am going to put this in SOG 12. Now, just so I don't lose my settings on this, I'm also going to save it where I had this set up to. So I'm going to go File, Save Project, and I'm going to stick it in my 3D printed stuff. There we go. Off to the printer, and 12 hours from now I'll be done. So, and I will upload this video so you guys can watch it, and I might even chat with you while it's running, even though it's long, monotonous, and boring. Please, if you subscribe to me, don't count this as a video you want to desubscribe from. This is, as people have asked me, how do you do Blender? So I thought I'd throw in my next thing that I was working on. Anyway, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you guys next video. Bye now.